Everyone, welcome back to Bradshaw's Outdoors. I did a poll on my Facebook page last week that should I do a video explaining the knives I use, my bushcraft knives that I use in the field. Poll came out to be yes, you should. So tonight I'm just going to go over a few of them, and we're going to start off with the Mora 511 Basic. Let me bring you down to the table and we'll talk about this one. Okay, first off, the Mora 511 Basic comes in a molded plastic sheath. I wrapped it with paracord so I have some cordage in case I need it. It is high carbon steel. It's made in Sweden. I've done a vinegar treatment to it to get that color. It's 0.2 thickness, centimeters thick. The blade is 3.6 inches long. Overall 8.25 inches. And it weighs 3.9 ounces. It has a Scandinavian grind, and right from the factory, this is razor sharp. I haven't used it very much, but for what I've used it for, it sure does a really good job, whether it's wood processing, or just everyday tasks. It's a nice budget-friendly knife to have, and at the time of this video on Amazon, you can get this for $16 Canadian. Staying with the Moras, the Mora Companion HD, pardon me, I put a ferro rod on the sheath. It's also molded plastic. It's a 4.1 inch blade. Also Scandinavian, carbon steel, made in Sweden. I've done the same treatment to this that I did to the 511. It's 3.2 millimeters thick. And if we compare it to the 511, you can tell it's a lot thicker. It weighs 4.8 ounces and it's 8.8 inches overall. It has a rubberized over plastic molded handle. And this knife, this would do what the 511 would do, plus more. I love this knife, and I use it all the time. I sharpen the spine for a 90 degree, because from factory, the Mora Companion does not come with a 90 degree spine. So if you take your ferro rod, you have to. Woohoo! That was fun. Yeah. This is a overall good knife to have, and it's quite a nice budget too. At the time of this video on Amazon, it's $29.69 Canadian, which is well worth the money. It's a budget knife, but it performs like a more high quality knife, if that makes any sense. I'm probably talking out my ass, but yeah. Okay, so on to the next. We're going from Mora's to Gerber. You've probably seen reviews on this, the Gerber Bear Grylls Ultimate Survival Knife. Now, I got this one for Christmas. I have not used it yet, but I will be doing a review on this blade as soon as it's nice outside. Right now, there's a couple feet of snow, and I don't really want to play outside. The sheath is plastic and nylon. And it flips open like this. You can take this off if you want. It has a diamond sharpener on the back. It holds the knife pretty secure, and it comes with Velcro to secure it. I'd rather it be a snap, you know what I mean? And a little ferro rod right in the front of the sheath here. That I have tested. You gotta test the ferro rods, because if the ferro rod doesn't throw sparks, then you're SOL, right? Okay, so let's talk about the blade itself. It is a 12.2 centimeter long blade, with half of that is serrations. I'm not a big fan of serrations, but I will give it the old Scouts try. It's overall 25.4 centimeters long. It is made from 7 CR17 MOV stainless steel, rubber over-molded handle with a steel pommel on the end. It is 395 grams, and at the time of this video, it is $65 Canadian on Amazon. It also has holes here for lashing to like a stick or something to use as a spear. A lanyard hold back here. It came with a whistle on some really cheap cord, but I didn't like that, so I got rid of it. It does have a spot here on the spine that's been ground down to 90 degrees. I didn't have to do it myself. But we'll see how it works. Later I will be doing a video on each one of these knives outside when it's nice, you know, going over them and doing basic stuff to test the knives. Like, can I start a fire with this knife with just wood and scrap I have laying outside? Yeah, okay, on to the next. We're going to an Elkridge. Now, Elkridge is more of a, well, this one's not so much bushcraft. Like the past three can be used really good for bushcraft, but you can do wood tools with this. It comes with a nylon sheath, standard, button retention, or snap, just like I like. I put a little piece of paracord on here for just a little extra protection and grip. It is 7 inches overall with a gut hook. So that makes you think what this is for. It's the Elkridge ER-108. It is stainless steel, 2.5 inch blade, and 181 grams. Would I baton with this knife? No. But you can make nice feather sticks with it. You can scrape your wood with it to get a nice shavings pile. And I got really big hands, and as you can see, the handle fits nicely in the hand for such a small blade. And it's got jimping right here for a nice hold. And then I believe it's a hollow grind. I couldn't find what kind of steel it is, but on Amazon right now, you can get it for $16 Canadian. And it's quite thick. If I had to say, by guessing, it's 1.8. Like 1/8 of an inch thick. If I had to guess. You gotta respect the retention, right? Because snaps better than Velcro any day. Velcro can come undone, no problem. I'm just looking at my notes here. Alright, okay, so yeah, that's the Elkridge ER-100, or 108. Oh, I'm so messed up tonight. Okay, we're moving on to another one here. It's also by Elkridge. This is the Elkridge Bushcraft knife. It's in a nylon sheath, Velcro, so you don't have to take your belt off to put it on your belt. You can also carry this scout carry. It's got the little straps here for scout carry. And you could get a piece of paracord and lash this to your leg here. It's 10.5 inches overall. There's a stainless steel blade. It originally comes with an ugly black coating on it, and I took that off. I like the steel better the way it's just natural. It's a hollow grind. Full tang, of course. I left the black on the tang. Plastic handles that come off. And inside here, there was a survival kit with a couple matches and some fishing line. But I got rid of that. It's just extra weight that's not needed. In the sheath itself, it comes with a whistle, a fire steel, and scraper. And I got a couple small pieces of fat wood in here. If you don't know what fat wood is wood found from the pine tree. It's around the knots and around the roots, and it's really packed full of resin. So it's the bushman's match, if you could say, because all you need is a spark to light it. It works pretty good. It's one of my favorite things to use, except for, cotton balls and petroleum jelly, Vaseline. This knife I have used a bunch. I love it. It's fairly decent, cheap too. It keeps an edge really well. When I got it, it was $49.99. At the time of this video on Amazon, it is $42.99. Canadian, of course. And I've had this for a couple years. As you can tell, it's quite beat up. But it's a nice knife. Again, I will be doing a full review on this once the snow's gone out there. Not necessarily spring, but when there's less snow. When I can actually walk in my backyard. Okay, I'm going to stick this to the side over here. Get a drink of my coffee here. Canada. Okay, this one I know there's been a lot of reviews on YouTube, and I will do another one in the future. Don't mind this. I bought this. I just keep it with this because it comes in handy. I bought the fire steel to go with it. What else does this come with? Let me just get everything out of here, and then we'll talk about the knife. Okay. So, this is the Schrade SCHF 36. Oh, excuse me. It is the Frontier model. It is 1095 high carbon steel. It's a pretty decent steel for a bushcraft knife. I did grind the spine down because it wasn't as sharp as I would like. Pardon me. The handles are rubber molded with a swirl pattern. See, it has a 5.5 inch blade, and it's 10.5 inches overall. It weighs 907 grams and is 8 millimeters thick. Oh, pardon me. A little, you might be coming down with something. Now, if we look at, let me get out of Mora here for a second. Swedish Mora companion compared to the Schrade, and I'm pretty sure they're probably the same steel. Not exact, but they act like they're the same steel. It's like 3 times the thickness as this. So this is a decent chopper. I've used it a couple times, not too much. I haven't done really some hard stuff with it. It's got a nice finger choil right here, so you can get right up on that blade and do some decent work with it. I add a little paracord back here so I can get myself a grip back here for chopping, because this is a nice stout blade. You could do some nice chopping with this. The grind, it's decent. It's nice and sharp. Now I'll go over the things that I put with it that help this knife out a lot. It is snap retention. This is adjustable. Has the Velcro belt loop, so you don't have to take your belt off to put it on. Has a pocket here in the front. It came with a whistle and I think a diamond sharpener, but yeah, I didn't really care for the sharpener at all, and the whistle is pretty much useless. I put I think this is an Exotech fire steel. I could be wrong. I've got a whole bunch of them around here. I put that in the front. And then this little Velcro thing here, I keep a simple multi-tool. This is just a cheapo, got from Walmart. I think it's Ozark Trail. But it fits right underneath this little elastic strap thing. And this way, this is pretty much all I'm gonna need in the bush. I got a way to start fire. I've got, well, I'm gonna need more cordage, but I can also make cordage in the bush. I got pliers if I need them. This even has a little light on it. I think it's like 25 lumens, something like that. It's not the best, but a little light's better than no light at night, right? Alright, so the time of this video, the Schrade is $51.99 on Amazon, Canadian. That's just the knife, sheath, whistle, sharpener. It does not come with a ferro rod. Oh, I'm missing one from the list. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, next one up is a Canadian model. This is the Outbound paracord survival knife. I changed the paracord on it. It was cheap black stuff, and I believe it was not real paracord. I added a ferrocerium rod and some paracord, real paracord that is. Just a little tiny 2-inch ferrocerium rod. Now this knife is at Canadian Tire. What all can I tell you about this blade? It has a 5.6-inch blade. It is 10.2 inches overall, 420 stainless. So it's not great steel, but even though it's not a great steel, it won't hold an edge that long. It's really easy to sharpen. Like, you could use a rock to sharpen this knife. That's how easy this knife is to sharpen. It's not very heavy. And people don't believe me, it's Outbound. Canadian Tire brand. There we go. I have used this a bunch. And for the price of this knife, it's decent. It does what you want it to do. I wouldn't baton with it. But other than that, for doing simple stuff around the camp, I wouldn't rely on it for survival. In purpose, no, not survival. But around a camp, it's a good, decent knife. It comes with the nylon sheath, Velcro. Not happy about the Velcro, but it's an only single carry, so you can only carry it like this, right? Yeah. But it's a nice knife. It strikes a ferro rod. It gets the job done. I like it so much, I bought one for my brother. And he's not really that big on knives, but I think he likes it. He hasn't used it yet, so we'll find out this summer. We got some trips planned, which will also be on the vlog. Now, last one that I'm going to talk about tonight. Oh, pardon me. It's a handmade knife. I made this one myself. It's D2 tool steel. It's 1.8, 1/8 of an inch thick. High carbon 1095 steel. I did a flat with a convex grind on this. It's 5 3/4 inch blade. It is 10 1/4 inches long overall, and I used cherry wood for the handles. It's stainless steel pins. This took about 3 days out in the shop to make. For heat treatment, I had it up until it would not stick to a magnet any longer, and then I heated it a little longer, and I dunked it in oil to get a nice hard blade. It didn't crack, it didn't warp. It's nice. I like it. And then I cycled it, tempered it at 400 degrees for an hour times 2. So I did an hour twice. Sheath, I just had an old knife laying around and I stole the sheath from it. So I kind of built the knife around the sheath, really. The sheath came with a fire steel. Here's the whistle from the Bushcraft knife, if I can get it out of here. From that Elkridge. Yeah. And that's the striker that came with another knife I have. Yeah, pointless. Yeah, I made this knife for myself. It was one of my first Bushcraft knives. I've made a couple other blades. If you've seen the first video, there's the Kadashi, which is going to be given away in May. I got a couple other ones I won't go over, but they're the knives I like to use outside for the most part. So yeah, they're the knives I like to use when I'm outside, just tinkering around or fishing, camping, hiking. Sometimes I carry pocket knives with me too, but they're on me all the time. Yeah, okay, well, I hope I'm getting better at these videos. I'm not really sure, but that's up to you people. Fully appreciate everything. Some comments would be nice. Give me your input. What would you like to see? Like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.